Today on the channel, we're back at it with another G.I. Joe Classified unboxing, and this time, we got the old Cobra Hiss Techno Viper and H.M.S.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another G.I. Joe Classified Series unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we're completing our Hiss tank. We got the Fire Team, we of course got the Hiss tank itself, now we get the H.M.S and the Hiss Techno Viper. But remember, for all your G.I. Joe Classified needs and a whole lot more, make sure you're hitting up Entertainment Earth. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10% on all in-stock items. Anything over $79 does ship free. Got to get a deal out there. And this, however, Hasbro Pulse exclusive. We see that more and more these days with a lot of toy lines from Hasbro. This one included here, and I believe we saw this for the first time was at San Diego Comic-Con 2023, where this was revealed to us. I believe that is the case. Obviously, they said, hey, it's a standalone thing. If you don't have your Hiss tank, you can have it as a standalone, but you really need the Hiss tank to give this the whole feel to it. That's what I believe, at least. But of course, we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there, so without further ado, let's see what's up to here. Of course, uniform packaging with that Hiss tank and the figure pack, and now the H.M.S. I do like that the packaging all goes together. Now, this is plastic-free packaging, no card, or it's all cardboard across, so you can't see what's going on. However, coming from Hasbro Pulse, you should be able to get everything you need out of this one here. But you do get the logo here. I love the raised G.I. Joe Classified Series, all in red. Of course, repaint with the Viper here. Cobra Hiss down here, warnings, Hasbro. Cobra Hiss, Techno Viper, and H.M.S. The Heat Seek missile system. Very easy for me to say. Now, as a kid, I was not a big fan of these little vehicles that didn't come with a driver that really weren't a vehicle. If you couldn't drive it, fly it, put it in the ocean, whatever, it just didn't feel like it did a lot for me, and I passed on a lot of these as a little kid, unless there was no other options and I got to buy a toy. Then I'm like, all right, I'm going to get one of these things. But I was never a huge fan of that, and it carries over to adulthood a little bit. I see what they're doing, but to me, I wish this was an add-on with the Hiss tank. Obviously, it would make the Hiss tank more expensive, but it feels like incomplete not being there. I get what they're doing. At the end of the day, I guess we all have it, and you can put it with your Hiss tank, and all is right in the world. But it feels like, to me, it should have been included with the Hiss tank, but once again, would have had to be more expensive. So, a little of this, a little of that, a little of the other, as they do say. Cobra on the side, number 111, not a fan of the numbering on that. Should be separate or no number at all, if you ask me. If somebody's lining all these up, just not going to work with this big, deep box. A very old school Joe's right there, got it all laid out there. Nice blueprints, but in red. Red and black prints is what we'll call those. But we're going to pull it out of the package here. We're going to find out truly what all the fuss is about. That's what we're going to find out right here today. And oh my gosh, nothing else in the box. Going to give that the old see you later off to the side. Of course, you do get instructions here. Hopefully not too complicated. Doesn't look too complicated, really. But we do get the instructions with this one. We do get a little case here, of course. Cobra Hiss Techno Viper H.M.S. All that, 111. All the usual stuff on the old storage locker right here. Going to pull that out, see what's going on. There it is, a little cardboard. Bam, see you later, goodbye. Bam, see you later, goodbye. Spider-Man style, see you later, goodbye. Ah, the old parchment paper. Oh, how I missed you, parchment paper. Looking good right there. Bam, see you later, goodbye. And another round of parchment paper right here. There it is right there. A couple, uh-oh, I think there's something in there. No, nothing? Nothing. False alarm, better safe than sorry. Bam, see you later, goodbye. And we get down to business here, and there it is, all locked in there in a million twist ties, as you can see on the back, like a young Todd McFarlane from the couch is what we got going on here. So I'm going to take this offline, get all this stuff removed, and we'll be back talking all things H.M.S. and the Techno Viper. All right, we got the old Techno Viper and H.M.S. out of the package, put together, went together pretty easily. We'll talk about it here in a second, but let's do the figure first. How about? Should be fairly quick, as it is just a repaint of the normal Techno Viper that just recently came out. We just recently recently unboxed on the channel. We do, of course, get weapon accessories with him. You get these technician tools, I guess we'll call them. You get a little bit of a hammer and kind of some grippers if you need to reach the remote control, as we said before, all in black. Of course, they do have the little plug on the end, and that is for this wire. You plug this into the back of the tool, of course, very easily, and then you put this into the back of the tank, and you're off to the races. You're being a Techno Viper is what you're doing if you have that. Now, one thing we did mention is, of course, got spot for 2 of these wires. Unfortunately, we didn't get 2 wires like we did with the old one back in the day. A little bit of a miss by the classified team, if you ask me. However, I guess you want to, you could pull one of these off, put them 2 in 2. If you have the old Techno Viper, you could mix them up if you wanted to do that. But a lot of reuse, pretty much 100% reuse on all this stuff here. But we do get those weapons. We do get the backpack, since I do have it, plugs into his back. Love that you can store those 3 little tools in the back there. You got the tanks in red to give it a little pop of color, a little silver in there as well. So our usual stuff re-released right there. We do get the readout, of course, on the arm. It is in orange this time where it was red before. I do like that we got a little point of difference there, but it looks good here in orange. And then you get the 2 weapons. You get the little pistol, and then you get the Techno Viper weapon, just like the one back in the day in the G.I. Joe 3 3/4. Very similar. All in black here. Of course, plugs into the hose if you need it to. Looking good. It's on brand. So we're used to all that stuff. Now the figure itself, once again, identical to the purple one. If you got the purple one, you know what you're getting yourself into with this one. But you can put this one with the rest of the group, rest of the team. You're really building out that HISS tank army is what you're really doing there. But looking good. Head sculpt there. Very fish-like is what this helmet always reminds me of. The red and black attack going good. Kind of the orange in the eyes to match the readout over here. I think that is a nice attention to detail. Little silver piping throughout the helmet, making it look good. And of course, big Cobra insignia right there on the chest. He's ready to go. 2 shoulder guards up there as well in the black and the red, looking nice. And then you got the hosing throughout to match the hose that came with him. So bringing it all back home. Once again, like a young Bob Dylan, as we always do say. You do get a utility belt around the waist, looking good as well, with pockets and things that are not removable. Got a holster on the side for his pistol. Always great to be able to store stuff on there, as we do know. On the forearms, we got that little readout, little computer spot, and we got the spot to plug in the readout as well. Looking good there. 2 trigger hands on him, of course, as usual. And then you got some knee pads going on. You got the kind of gray jumpsuit throughout on this Viper, and then you get the boots going on. And the Techno Viper is a weird one. It's one of those Vipers that obviously there's many of them, but in my brain, there's only like 1 Techno Viper. But obviously, now we got 2. So blowing things in Kyle's mind here today at the table is what we're doing. Of course, arm's going to go all the way around for us. Bicep cut. Double jointed, very tight, pinless elbows right there. Hands back and forth, side to side, per the usual. Hula hoop, no hula hoop. Traditional waist on this one, but you do get the ab crunch as well. Head back, forth, side to side. Good movement out of that head. Of course, you get those G.I. Joe splits right there, the Techno Viper and the drop-down hips as well. Got to have those if you're a classified figure. Leg goes up, double-jointed knees, boot cut, ankles back and forth, up and down. The usual articulation here on the old Techno Viper, or any G.I. Joe classified figure, really, at the end of the day. Looking good, feeling good. All right, and of course, does he fit on a Mattel ringside collectible stand? Make sure you get the Mattel stand. Make sure you use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. What do you know? Stands on there just perfectly here. And of course, do have the classic version. And if I had to choose, I'm going with the classic version. I just like the color scheme. It's more nostalgic to me, I guess, once again at the end of the day. But basically the exact same figure, just repainted. And as we usually say, got to get the most out of your molds. And that's what they're doing here today with the old Techno Viper. So I'm going to stick him over here. But the star of this one here for a lot of people is this H.M.S, of course. Everybody loves a heat-seeking missile system, of course. Why wouldn't you? Wouldn't be buying it if you didn't. But it is a nice little self-contained unit. Like I said earlier at the top of the show, not a huge fan of these. I feel like it should come with something. It just feels incomplete. I like that we got a figure with it. That makes it feel a little bit better to me. But I would have liked to seen this with a different vehicle pulling it or something, or with the HISS tank originally. It is what it is. It's not the end of the world, of course. But by itself right here, if you don't have the HISS tank, do you need something like this? I don't know. I'd be interested if you have the HISS tank, are you picking this up? If you don't have the HISS tank, are you picking this up? It would be interesting to see how people think about this one here. But of course, got the iconic big missiles up here at the top. 3 missiles that mean business. There's no doubt about it. Looking very good there. Now, you do get the whole piece this fits on. You get the side to side. You also get the up and down here, so you can angle it, move it however you want to. Looking very good. Of course, Cobra putting their designation right on there, putting the seal of approval, so they blow up somebody. Oh, that's a Cobra missile. Heatseek X03, it does say on both sides. Stickers are all on this thing out of the box. You don't have to put stickers on it. Absolutely love that, of course. It does say it's an anti-jam, and it is my jam, this HMS. It does say anti-aircraft joint asset movement system equipped with hydraulic launch elevator mod, and then it gives a serial number for it. Danger stickers on the side, some red, number 65. Get some stuff on the back here. Stand back, caution. Got a little skull and crossbones right here, looking very good. And it does say, let's see, Semper Fidelis. Once again, we saw that with the HISS tank as well. Got that on the top there. Looking good, of course. On the bottom, nothing too fun. You do get two wheels that just plug in very easy on the side. Both wheels do work. They can spin. Obviously, this can stand by itself. Of course, you drop it where it's going to go. This is how it sits. But you can tow it behind other vehicles and the HISS tank. Do what you want. Choose your own adventure. Whatever you want to do there. So you do have that. So right now I have it up on all fours. Now these back ones easily just pull up right here. You pull those up. Then you're kind of bent at a little bit of an angle here. Now you could do that. But then these come up as well on the side. And then you're ready to just tow this bad boy. Now you do get the tow hook here that does move up and down. Side to side. It can move up and down as well for different vehicles. You got a high vehicle pulling it. You can do that. You got something low. You can do that. So I do like the options there that you can move things around. I actually have it upside down, it looks like here. Now that I'm catching that, I'm going to have to put it back around. But you got the diamond plate on the bottom here looking very, very nice. I am here for this, though. I like to be able to tow this. It is on brand with the old school G.I. Joes from back in the day as well. But looking good. So you can really do this however you want to. You can have it standalone. You can have it being towed behind. I'll probably display this towed behind the HISS tank. It just makes a lot of sense to me. I did miss the wheel lock adjust over here and some stickers on the side as well. But it does look good. I guess it's a vehicle. Is it a vehicle? I guess it's kind of a vehicle if it has two wheels and somebody could stand on it. No peg holes, anything like that on here. Could be dangerous to stand on here maybe. But it does look good for what it is. And I will say, I guess I saw this at San Diego Comic-Con, so I did see it briefly. But this does feel... what's the word I'm looking for? Bigger? It feels bigger and badder. Nationwide, too, like a young ZZ Top. But it does feel a little bit more deluxe than I was originally thinking it was going to be in my head in person here. It does feel bigger. You can see it next to that Techno Viper. It has a good size to it, and it's got to have a good size to it because, as we know, that HISS tank is a big monster. And I got that right here. I'll pull that out right there. There's the old HISS tank, of course. Put down the toe on it. And we can tow this bad boy. We can just take this thing off, pick these up there, put that tow strap down, and bam, it connects right there to the HISS tank, and you can pull behind if you need to. So I do like that. That does look good. That feels on brand. The color schemes together, they all go together. You just got to be careful if you're back here. You don't set these off right into the HISS tank and blow that HISS tank off, of course. But does look good, does look on brand. I like that they're kind of building this out a little bit. I guess I didn't even think about that, that we're getting extra accessories for our HISS tank, which is cool, but at the same time, if you didn't get the HISS tank, you might be a little bit disappointed by something like this. So I see really all aspects of this one out there. We'll be interested to see what happens in the future. Do we get more pull behind vehicles and stuff for like the Vamp in the future? Obviously, the Vamp could come up here and just steal these missiles if they wanted to. So there is a lot of choose your adventure. There's a lot of different playability one with this one, if that is your thing. So the HISS tank, absolutely a must-have. This one really depends where you sit. And as you guys know, I sit right here at the table, and of course I'm picking up something like this to go with my HISS tank. But the HMS, not too bad, not too shabby. But what are your guys' thoughts? Is it worth a pickup for you? Is it a pass? Are you confused? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the old notification bell as we got videos every single day, and then some. We got even more content for you, of course, over on the Patreon. Patreon, your best way to support the channel. You do get early access to both channels' YouTube videos on top of tons of other stuff. Check out the Patreon, support the channel, and of course, ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson, and then of course, don't forget Amazon, Barnes & Noble. It is my book, The Complete Guide to the Jakks Classic Superstars Series. A labor of love if there ever was one. Appreciate all the support right there. And if you want to hit me up on social media, SirPaul64 on the X, the _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, and on Instagram. So for a little H.M.S and Techno Viper G.I. Joe Classified Series action, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.